We have been selling a product that has made life easier for a lot of people for quite some time. This is a Radlok connector. This is a feed through that you'll see used on like generally a firewall to feed a battery cable or an alternator cable through the firewall with a quick connect. This is a type A. It has a Radlok on one side and then a crimp plug on the other. We have a Radlok and Radlok type B. You can go check out videos of that. We've got a video on how to use those. But the purpose of this video is to show how we use them on a battery. Again, this is used in many applications from hobbyist level all the way up to high-end professional wiring, and it works great. We've had great success with it, and so we wanted to use these more frequently and sell them to our customers for their batteries. We've been using the full spectrum P.MOTIVE line. These are 16-volt batteries, and this is the 2K and the 1250. You can see the size difference. Amazing batteries. You'll see all kinds of videos out there of people showing the performance of them. We'll let them do that. For now, we're going to talk about the physical attributes of it and how we use the Radlok. These come with a cap, like a rubber cap on each terminal. Again, it's really great to have the options to have multiple holes to bolt down to in today's world of EFI and multiple grounds, clean grounds, battery cable, go into a starter, all the different options that you've got and the different watt cabling you have coming from the battery. This has positive on this side, negative on this side, so you have 4 holes on each. We have a Radlok that will thread into there. Before we thread this in, I need to show one thing about this battery. The way this works is it has a bolt coming up from the bottom to bolt the post to the internals of the battery. And then you have a hole here. This one's a little bit deeper. So when you're putting an 8mm threaded Radlok in there, make sure to use this one, or you can use the other one if you want, as long as you put like a spacer under there or a washer or something. So you can thread this in. You'll tighten it up. In this case, you probably use a black one. It's on the negative side. We have red and black, and that will clip in. You can crimp your cable to this, and then you have a very nice quick disconnect. We have Radloks for all the way from 8 gauge up to 4/0. So this particular post with an 8mm works with a 2 gauge or a 1/0 cable. Crimp that in there and you're in business. We do have options for the smaller ones. If you are wanting to connect a 6 gauge or a 4 gauge, we have another one, and it doesn't thread in, so we provide a threaded adapter. And then you can thread this in, and because this one's a little bit shorter, it should thread into either one. Just make sure it doesn't bottom out, that you don't get crazy and start hammering one of these things into the shallower hole. If so, you can put a spacer on if you do need to use it, and I've done that and it works great. So once you have that tightened down, you'll have the option for a 6 or a 4 gauge Radlok. Goes on and away you go. Now the next step smaller is a 4mm, and it is for an 8 gauge. It is very small, and you'll notice that it'll almost drop all the way down into the hole with the size of the hex. So what we've done is we just slide a washer on there and then the adapter. Now we have adapted the 4mm to the 8mm, and we also have that flange of that the washer creates to run it in and tighten it down. Once you get it in and tighten down, you're good to go. So what I've used this for is like on the Holly, it has 10 gauge wire for the ground and the power, and I've used this 8 gauge for those. And yeah, it is one size different, but you guys know how to make that work. Strip that off, fold it a little bit over, fill up that cavity and give it a really good crimp. Make sure you have a solid crimp, and yeah, it works great. So that's the smallest one we've got. Just keep in mind you can't put multiple Radloks on one because of the physical size, because of how close they are. They will not physically, you can get both posts in, no problem, but they will not physically get together unless you have 2 8 gauge you can make work. So outside of that, just plan on one post. You can always just, on things you do not need quick disconnect, you can of course bolt cables down to the other one. Just be careful, make sure that you're not bottoming things out like you would on any other application with a blind hole. Make sure that whatever you're bolting in there has the correct bolt for the depth of the hole, so you're not causing damage to the battery. Remember that Radloks can swivel. They're designed to swivel, and you can move them, once they're tightened down, you can move them in any direction you want. Point them in any direction you want, not an issue. There's no clocking to be done, so to speak. So you'll be able to swivel them however you want. Make sure you get get the sizing, the appropriate size and adapter. We're gonna have these on the website, sell them with the adapters. So it's just a matter of bolting them into your P.MOTIVE battery. Once you're done, don't be afraid to take the cap, trim it out a little bit and slide it back on. It'll give you a little bit of extra protection against, dropping something, hitting your terminal. But you can put them back on, just make sure that it's clearanced around where the Radlok goes in to the actual battery. Pretty much anything that can be used to crimp any battery lug can be used to crimp the Radlok. In our case, we usually use these inexpensive hydraulic handheld crimpers that can be found anywhere out there online. Oftentimes they come with the full set of hex dies. In fact, they usually do come with a full set of hex dies, but a lot of times it'll be a millimeter squared. So like that 25 would be about a 4 gauge wire. So just figure out which jaws will work for whatever size cable you're working with. And there's conversion charts out there to convert that to gauge, AWG if you need it. But yeah, crimp these, put a little bit of heat shrink on them, and away you go. Pretty standard process of crimping any battery lug. So just wanted to keep this brief. Again, the standard 8mm that threads directly in is 2 gauge and 1/0, or 0 gauge. And then the 6 and the 4 gauge Radlok is a 6mm, but we have the adapter to take it to the 8mm size, so you throw it right in. And again, the 8 gauge is a 4mm, and again, we have the adapter for that. So everything should bolt right in, crimp your cable, and away you go. Thanks for watching. Let us know if you have any questions, and we have another video that shows the complete design of a battery hold-down battery mount for this P.MOTIVE series of battery. And I think you'll like it. It's got kind of some neat features on it that will make life easier for you wiring guys. And we'll catch you next time.